That's painful because he's a Kentucky legend. He only went there 1 year, but he's still a legend down there. #1 pick in the draft in 2010, 5-time NBA All-Star. The Kentucky hurts though, doesn't it?
It do hurt. But we're going to touch on that because you're from Raleigh, North Carolina, though. Just asking. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
It was another place. It was another place you could have pit stopped at
point.
before you got there. So I'm just trying to figure out.
There's multiple places.
I could have stopped.
NC State.
Yeah.
I mean,
North Carolina, Duke.
Yeah, I mean the list goes on and on.
You flew over a lot of places now, Coach.
So what that was about? We gonna give you a chance. I ain't gonna tell you what I think. Cha-ching.
So we're talking about NIL.
I ain't gonna tell you what I think. Cha-ching. I would tell you. I just give a chance to tell the truth.
And it was Coach Cal's first year.
First year.
I wish I had
how to make a splash.
I wish I had the NIL ching, but like
you right.
It was crazy though. When I was making my college, like NCAA was following me around everywhere, like everywhere. Like somebody wore regular clothes on campus. I'm walking in class. I'm like, I don't know. He looked a little suspicious.
Hold on, this is where you're at, Kentucky.
Yeah, a little suspicious. So then they investigate. You got to do interview. I get interviewed. Let's say August 6th. They skip September 6th. Come back October 6th. See if I switch my story up. If my story switch at all, I don't play college basketball. Not one game.
Wow.
So they were investigating you for that.
For anything, they thought I got
just
shoes.
For going
no,
there.
they thought I got shoes and stuff like that going to. But I'm like, if you sponsored by, if your AU team sponsored by Nike or sponsored by Adidas, they send you stuff.
Yeah.
They was thinking like I had extra privilege stuff, so I was like, nah, I'm gonna tell y'all what it is.
How about the NCAA?
You had to go through that too?
Hold on a second. Let's talk about this for just 1 second.
Okay, let's talk about the NCAA.
Obviously, NCAA, it's a great, unbelievable platform. We're getting close to March Madness, which is the best time of the year.
For sure.
Yes.
Let's keep it above.
Only time I watched.
But the fact that they're coming there and investigating you for extra shoes and curricular stuff right now when people are making $1 million on campus is nuts.
That's what I guess like 2010, 2009, that's what I was going through. So
yeah.
I mean, you said you got investigated too. You had to answer some questions. I was a throw-in. I ain't getting none of that.
I had to answer a few
I was
questions.
throw-in. So what they got you too?
Yeah, I had to answer a few questions. But this episode here is about John, man.
Hey, listen, man. I was there for a lot of years. I'm just trying to figure out how I missed that. I ain't catch that.
I don't know how. I was mad I got it, but yeah, like I was telling you before, like NC State was my mom's dream school. You know what I mean? So I was thinking about going there. And for me, Carolina's my dream school growing up, man. Like, being in North Carolina, you got Duke, Carolina, NC State, Wake Forest right there. So I was like, man, Carolina, I'm seeing Raymond Felton, Rashad McCants, Sean May, all them play there. So I'm like, man, this look dope. Then Ty Lawson and them came there. And nobody really know the story, but right my senior year when I was about to make my decision, my mom got caught with an aneurysm. And she had to have brain surgery, and I was like, man, f it, I'm just going to stay here. And she got better, and she was like, man, just don't make the decision because of me. Do what's best for you.
Wow.
And I ain't gonna lie, when I seen Derrick Rose at Memphis, and I seen him playing Oklahoma in the Garden, I said, yeah, this is what I'm playing for. Like, I'm gonna take all my visits. You want to take all your visits because I never got to travel. Like, I didn't ever fly until I was 16.
Wow.
Like, I drove from North Carolina to Chicago to go to Reebok underclassmen camp to get my name known. 16 hours, drive back, stay home for a week, then drive back to Philly. It was ABCD camp, used to be, but they called it Reebok U. That's when I kind of blew up. And my first time flying after that, we was going to Vegas for a tournament. So when I seen Derrick Rose play, I was like, yeah, man, like I'm going to take all these visits, take the free gear from the schools, take the trips.
Yeah.
I ain't getting nothing growing up. But once I seen Cal play, I was like, man, this is where it's at.
Coach Cal's a gangster, man.
So I was about to be in Memphis, you know what I mean? I was about to go to Memphis, and he called me and was like, man, I'm about to get this job at Kentucky. How you feel about it? I'm like, I know about their history. I'm cool. It's a basketball state. Because for me, I needed to be locked in. I was only going to try to be there a year anyway. Everybody knew. So just go to a school where I could just focus on basketball. I want you else to do, but horses and basketball. They love horses and basketball. That's why they got the Kentucky Derby there.
Yeah.
I've been like 3 or 4 times. You come in with your little spiffy suit on, different colors with a little hat on. So that was fun. So when Cal said he was making that move, I was like, it's done deal.
So everyone says that Kentucky Derby, since you said that, is a bucket list thing. It's like that, though?
It's different. You know what I mean? For me, it's cool. Like, I ain't really into horses, but I was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm about to go to the draft. Then, my first year or two in the league, we ain't make the playoffs, so I was going back. I was going back to experience. My second year was a lockout year. But just to see all, like, everybody dress up, that's a dope. And you meet a lot of celebrities and kind of be on that platform and kind of see what you're going into when you go to the NBA. So it was definitely dope. So if it ain't something you have done before, you'll definitely like the experience.
I ain't been, Killer. You been?
I ain't been either.
I ain't been.
And they like helped me out. Like, so every time I won, like, I bet on the horse that won. So I think I got a little bit of good luck.
Okay. All right.
I don't know about horses though.
I'm gonna start out here. I call the racetrack. Throw me a couple bets out here with a couple of these donkeys and see what I can get. I just want to know, like, because I never been in that situation, but people always talk about the pressure. You coming in the #1 pick, and it's basically, here, this is your organization. Take it and lead us there. Take us there. Like, what's the pressure of that? The mental, because listen, when we get on that basketball court, that's easy.
Yeah.
But off the basketball court, like, just understand that pressure as a young man. You know what I'm saying? To trying to lead an organization.
Especially before you answer, especially when you don't have a whole lot of the control over it either.
Yeah. I think
Like,
just
if you got to have the pressure of being #1 pick, and then you get to pick guys to come with you.
Yeah,
like
I think just
Kentucky.
what my mom instilled in me. You know what I mean? Just like always be known as a greater person off the court than a basketball player. That's what my mom always did. Like, people might love you for your game, but when you're done, people gonna want to be around you, or people gonna respect you. That's what I always try to instill in myself. But it was heavy, man, because you know what I mean, like. DC is like, nobody would know that's where my dad was from. So like to be drafted there was amazing. Then it's 4-hour drive from North Carolina. My family's always coming up.
That's all it is, a 4-hour drive?
Yeah. 3.5 if you don't do the speed limit, but you know.
So you got there in 3?
Yeah.
For sure.
But it was amazing though, cause like I'm like, damn, like they really embraced the 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid with no face hair, no kids.
Man.
To come here and to put the city on his back to where I got it to with the help, I think it was amazing, because I went from we wasn't a playoff team, we wasn't winning, to touching the community. That's what the most important thing with me was. Like, I know where they coming from Section 8 and Ward 8. I knew where they was coming from, what they didn't have. So I'm like, how can I bless them more than just blessing them on the basketball court? So I think that's why the people in D.C. love me and appreciate me as much as they do. Yes, the 110% I gave, like I was playing through every injury, doing everything I could to try to win a championship or just get the team to where I could get them to a high level. But I think touching the people in the community is what people embracing. Like you said, a lot of people don't understand it. They think just playing basketball and being between these 4 lines, that's it. But we got to do outside this. Like, we don't just wake up and go to practice. We got media attentions. We got photo shoots and family, all this. So it's been amazing. It's been
19 years
dope.
old, you ain't even old enough to drink.
No, hell no.
And you handling and you carrying all this on
Man,
your shoulder.
When I went anywhere, I was no lie, bro. I would leave the arena and go to Hooters every day, like right there. Give me some crab legs and watch football and basketball games all day.
Over at Hooters.
But that's like what I was doing, because I live like 3 blocks away. I'm like, I don't know where else to go.
He went to Bun Buns.
Oh yeah, well, I ain't got that in DC.
No, I went to Tootsie's.
Can't go wrong.
Or the office,
can't
or
go
Take
wrong
One,
there.
or one of those. Yeah, I'm a day shift guy.
When did let's get a side pivot here.
Yeah, I'm a day shift guy.
When did Bradley Beal come? What year?
Go Gators.
20, yes, sir. 2012, I think. 2012,
So
I think.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years, yeah.
How was
Because
that?
that's when I'm telling you, you guys to me were unbelievable out in the playoffs, and it was fun to watch you guys. Talk about that with Bradley Beal and
It was a blessing,
you
man.
gotta talk about the Gators.
No, for sure. He was a special talent, bro. He even played with my boy Kenny Boyton that was in my draft class. Kenny Boyton. I played against him.
Kenny Boyton.
Yeah.
Okay, South Florida kid.
American Heritage. And Ray Taylor.
Yeah.
I played against them and Brandon Knight at Team Breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a lot of
another South
history. But just get him. I knew how special he was. I watched Brad a lot of AAU. You know what I mean? Like, one thing, I'm a basketball junkie. Like, I got a big TV and I split. You know, if you got direct TV, you go quad switcher. Split that bitch in 4 and you watching all games at one time.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
all I'm doing. So if you catch me on a Sunday or right after this later, I'm doing that. But just to get Brad was amazing, because when he first came in, he was just a knockdown catch and shoot guy, not really put the ball on the floor as much. And he just kept developing, getting better and better. And he stays in the gym, a big gym rat. And then when I got injured, he took his game to another level. Learned how to play, make more, became really that superstar type of guy. And it was great to play with a guy like that. I was hoping I got another opportunity to get another run at it, but I ended up getting traded. But the way he was, the way he developed in his career, the space he's at now, I just hope he can stay healthy, because he's a great piece and can help Phoenix get to whatever they're trying to accomplish. But he's a special talent.
So you, Bradley Beal, and you touched on something before we came on here that I think needs to be said, because you were in the workout when Klay Thompson came in, and you said something. Because could you imagine your speed with those two dudes? And you said that you're telling them to take Klay.
Yeah, I think.
Not calling anybody out.
I think we should have took Klay, for sure took Klay. Like, you know what I mean? A sharp shooter, knowing he could shoot the ball like that.
You say missed how many shots in that workout?
Probably 1 or 2 shots, man. He was fired, bro. So, like, I knew Klay was special, could shoot it. And we would have got him the year before that. That was 2011. We would have got him the year before that.
That would have been a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Because Klay was a great defender that time, too. You know what I mean? So he was a great defender. So he probably would have played the 3 for us. Brad did 2. And then you have me, Nene, and Gortat. Like, you know what I mean? It would have been amazing with the pick and roll we had.
Gortat. I remember that.
Gortat.
Boy had the Jordan tattoo on his leg.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Wait a
Yes, he
minute.
did.
Look again.
He made pick and roll
MJ.
easy for me, though, because a lot he learned from Steve Nash and being in Phoenix, he brought to me and taught me that. So he helped my point guard game go to another level.
Could you imagine those two shooters, though?
Oh, man, I would have been
That's
passes.
crazy. Now you
Not
can't
too many,
build that wall.
You can't build a wall.
You get to the elbows if you want to.
Yeah.
It's going
swing.
up. It's going up. Well, I'm happy they didn't. I'm happy they didn't.
Who'd they take instead?
Jan Vesley. They was calling the baby Blake Griffin from overseas.
Hold on, what is he?
You expected me to know who? I didn't know. I didn't know who that was. I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but you looking at me. Why you looking at me?
No, they called it like they was
This
comparing
man
him.
look at me
They was
like,
comparing him
I
to
don't
like
know
the
who
Blake
that
Griffin of
is,
overseas,
man.
like athletic and run the floor. He was a freak athlete, but
Hey, listen, man. I always. This is my question. I get it. There is talent overseas, but how you miss the that's sitting right here? That's the thing for me. I get it. There is talent overseas. They play amazing. They play amazing technical basketball. How the miss Klay Thompson right next door? That's just that.
they be having their reasons. I ain't say they was good, OG, but I just say they got their reasons.
Yeah. Okay. We gonna move on. Cause,
No, you
man.
keep
Nah,
going.
man. I
You
don't
keep
be
going.
getting. I don't know.
So let's talk about this year going into it. You play another team. You play for Clippers. Can they win it this year?
I think they have a chance. You know what I mean? Most important thing, and I think with any team, y'all know, you've been to the finals, is staying healthy for sure. I think T. Lue's a hell of a coach. You know,
Yes.
hell of a coach.
Yes.
Bro. Like,
Yes.
I love playing for him. He's a great guy, man. Nothing but high respect for him. And I think it's funny because when James said, "I'm the system, not the system," I am the system. I'm not a system. He won't lie. Like he went over there and like. I mean, PG and Kawhi, those guys are special, bro. Like, Kawhi's on a whole nother level. Like, I see them guys put in the work every day and just see their work ethic, how good they are. They don't have to be the guys that make plays for them now. Yeah. Like, James is the guy that orchestrates their pick and roll and makes the job easier for everybody.
Yeah. He's elite at that too, buddy.
Yeah, he's super elite because you can't go on these screens because he shoots the ball well. He can make every pass. He might not be as explosive as he was in Houston, but he can make every play and every pass. Most important thing for them, I think, is just staying healthy for them and just up in the air after that.
I mean, before, obviously, you was with the Clippers, but before that, you spent some time in Houston. And from a veteran perspective, I cringe sometimes not watching you be able to do what I know you were still capable of doing, but just honestly.
Still, we should be doing now.
Yeah, you're right. What he should be doing now.
That's what. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna go on this because I have to say this. We talk about all the time, though. This is what the league's missing right here.
Hey guys, like,
Cause
you talk about Boog. How the hell Boog ain't got a job?
But it's
you know what I'm saying?
so, to me, like, even when I got towards the end of it, there's certain things I could do, but he can still go and get it. He can still get 18 and 9 right now.
Yeah.
So it's different when you had that voice and you're still doing it.
Yeah.
You had it because you just would have whooped the dude's ass.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this is what the league's missing right now.
But
if I was getting ready for a playoff run, man, what's your cell phone number, man? Put that out there. Because I'm telling you right now, though, for real, like that's so important. People miss that. They miss this whole deal, like the young, what they can be, but it's right here in front of you.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me is I think like a lot of people would be like I'm an alpha dog, like you know what I mean. But like for me, like when I went to the Clippers, I didn't care about being the man. That's like a thing I want to get out there for people to understand. Like I don't care about being the guy that was an all-star averaging 20 and 10 before. Like I might not be that same player, but I was averaging 11 and 7 last year in 20 minutes. So I feel like I can still help a team. You know what I mean? Like you said, if you talking about defense, nobody's guarding nobody anyway. Like, you know what I mean? But I feel like the pace I bring to the game, the way I can run a pick and roll and find shooters and find people, I can help a team. But I'm cool with accepting the role. Like I don't care about making a big check. I just want to play because I still love the game. And I feel like I can help a team win. I think a lot of people think, oh, well, he want to be the man. I don't give a fuck about being the man. I did that before for 10 years. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I was cool with it. But at some point in time, your body and your career tell you, you ain't that no more. What can you accept? And I'm cool with accepting the bench role. Like, people think, oh, he want to be a starter. And then if you playing a motherfucker that's not a superstar or all-star, and he's just like, you didn't draft him, and I could compete for it, hell yeah, I'm going to win that spot. Yeah. But if it's a guy like I'm going behind a Ja Morant, Steph Curry, or Devin Booker, or Drew Holiday, and those guys that fix those guys, and that's the glue guy, I'm cool with that, whatever to help a team win.
See, they did with Derrick Rose in Memphis. It's perfect.
Yeah, but I think my perception, a lot of people think like, oh, he can't accept that role. I'm cool with that role.
It's not true.
And that's
the narrative I wanted to get out there.
That's what I wanted you to speak on, because I think a lot of times when things don't work out and they see veterans not playing in a certain situation, they automatically assume on the outside that he didn't want to accept his role or he wasn't cool with that role. Nah, sometimes organizations just do up shit. I'm just
cool
shoot it
with
to you
it.
straight. Sometimes organizations, and then when people sit on the other side and say, oh, why won't he take less money to stay, or why won't he do this? Because at the end of the day, what we come into a situation when you dealing with, first of all, let me just take it back a little bit. When you're dealing with young black
preacher,
yeah, I'm gonna preach a little bit. When you're dealing with young black kids, we already got an issue with trust. So now you put yourself in a situation where you're in an organization and they're giving you a lot of money and you're playing for a coach and you're in the locker room and everything is built on trust. I can't play with you. I can't play for you if I don't trust you.
Respect.
That's just as simple as that. I don't give a what nobody say, but you're not going to get my best version if I don't trust you. So now you put yourself in a situation where you trust this organization and you trust these people. And now it comes back to a situation where they're telling you everything you did to get to that point that made you the player that you are is wrong.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to accept that. Like, when did it become wrong? Yesterday? Because it wasn't wrong a week ago. It wasn't wrong a year ago. Yeah. When did it become wrong? And now it's your fault. Now it's your fault.
And that's how I feel. Like me, I'm just a straightforward person. Like me and you do had conversation. I don't know him that well, but if I see him in a game, he'll tell me something. I tell him, and he's like, be honest with me. Tell me the truth, because if I'm up and I'm doing something wrong, tell me so I can know how to fix it. But if you lying to me and then I go out here and see this and you just do something different, like I can't respect you no more.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look at you a different way. You know what I mean?
And it's all based on the communication of it. And I think that's where, you know,
a lot of people scared of communication.
Yes, and I think that's where the lines get blurred between players and organizations. And when you don't tell the truth or you don't communicate at all.
That's the key. I think you hit it right on the nose. That's
we
the
respect
key.
it. We might not like what you got to tell us, but if you look us in our eye like men and tell the truth, we're going to respect that.
And if I don't respect it, then it's all on me.
That's
if
on
I
you.
moved on and I got to go somewhere, that's my fault because you gave me the opportunity to respect it and you told me face to face like a man.
Yeah. That's all I want to get out.
It needs to be out there. I like it. Who do you got coming out of the East and who you got coming out the West?
The East, you just seen the game last night.
I did.
That's who I think going to be in the finals. That's my two picks.
Dallas? I know Denver, man. I don't want to hear that.
Nah, I'm just saying.
They took something from me by last year.
I know. That's a soft topic you don't want to talk about. I know, because you like, if I leave out here on the way out, I'm cool.
Man. Woo, that's the way to go out, ain't it?
Four.
Ooh, yeah.
Four?
That would have been the way to go out.
Boy, it would have been amazing.
It was a hell of a ride, though. I ain't got no complaints.
Yeah.
None at all.
Sure was.
I just feel like, Jokic just, man, shit you could do.
Nah.
Like, and I get it, like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the one thing people question, like when I said it before, like, a lot of people don't really know basketball. They talk about it, but they don't really know it. Like, I think like a lot of GMs, they don't really know how to put good talent together. Like some of them just do it because that's their job. Yeah. Like, but you got certain ones you could tell do their homework and know what's going on. Yeah,
Shout out Tim
for sure.
Conley.
I agree.
Like they know how to do it, and like Denver don't have the bench they had last year. But those young guys are starting to play and develop the way they need to. But like, as long as they can keep Murray in the second unit, he play cool. But like the young guy Peyton Watson doing their part. But Jokic just so dominant, bro.
Man.
It's like
touch on this once again. Now, you get these guys at 19. He was able, but it was a different era. But you get these guys a franchise and an organization at 19 or 20 years old, and you throw millions of dollars at them. Who can relate? They homeboys can't relate. They brother can't relate. They cousin can relate. John Wall can relate.
No doubt.
John Wall knows what that feel like.
Yep.
John Wall knows what it means to have an organization on your back at 19 years old and making millions of dollars and pushing it forward. So he knows that. Only people can speak on that is somebody that's been in that situation. Right. This brings me to another thing real quick.
Oh, here we go.
Something that we talk about, and it's kind of a little serious. Because I remember in 2019, what you dealt with personally, with your mom passing away. Yep. And, you know, I remember reading that, you know, mentally, the toll that it took on you. I remember coming in, and I speak on this, and my mom passed away 13 years ago. My father passed away about 3 years ago, and I lost my stepmom about 4 months ago. So I remember reading and the mental effect that it took on you. And I just remember landing 2, 3 in the morning and going straight to the hospital to spend the night with my mom when I get in, and then wake up in the morning, go home or whatever. Just talk about that real quick, because I know we like to have a lot of fun, but I also want to talk about mental health and how that challenges you and how that changes you.
I think just us as African-American men, we feel like you said, like trust is a big part for us. And coming up from like our background, we feel like we ain't trying to ask another man for no help. Like we try to figure it out on our own. And 2019, matter of fact, I moved up a little bit before that. 2018, I tear my Achilles. And a lot of people don't know this neither. I had a bone spur like 2-3 inches in my Achilles that I played with for 6-7 years. Told me it was tendonitis. It kept getting worse.
So it was tendonitis?
Badass doctors.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie though. It's,
what are you missing, the 3-inch bone spur?
It's
tendonitis. You don't see that bone?
We playing in Cleveland. It's Colin Saxon, like my first time playing him. He fast as hell, you know.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
You a dog.
He take 2 dribbles at me. After jump my back pedal, I said, oh, just foul. I walk right to the back, like, I gotta get surgery now. It's inflamed, like it's red. Show you a picture and over. So I go have surgery. My first son about to be born, December 5th, 2018. And my mom get diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, God's telling me to sit my ass down somewhere. Cause now I get to watch cause most of the time we traveling playing the season, we don't get to see our kids grow.
No doubt.
Then I'm like, damn, my mom is sick. Now I get to spend a lot of time with her. I don't know how much time she got left.
Yeah.
So I'm just seeing her go through chemo, being around her. I move up there with me and stuff. And I just see her getting weaker and weaker. Cause my mom used to be up 5 a.m., 6 a.m., going to TJ Maxx, going to Marshalls, Ross. Give a damn how much money I had. She's still shopping there. She going to flea market, all this.
Yeah.
And like she just started getting weaker and weaker. She come to my last birthday party, 2019. And I could just tell, like, she getting to that point. Then she had a heart attack on her left side, so her body went numb. And I was like, you know what, you try to go in there, you see your parent look a certain way, and I'm like, I can't go in there. Like, cause you break down, you cry.
Yeah.
It's awful.
And my assistant like, man, you gotta be strong when you go in there. I'm like, man, you can tell me whatever you want. I can't be strong. Like, I'm strong, but I'm trying to be. So then, what did I say? Yeah, try to be strong. So then we about to go play Charlotte. And my mom's back in North Carolina now. So we flying to Charlotte, we land. I get the call, like 20 missed calls. I'm like, please don't tell me she died. Like this, you know what I mean? I call my sister back, she like, yeah, she passed away. They got on the breathing machine. So we had, what is that, Ritz-Carlton, downtown Charlotte? Boy, I don't know how much I that room up. Like, I'm talking about, that they got a TV in the mirror? I'm talking about, boom, I'm breaking everything. Flowers thrown everywhere. And this one I really saw Bradley Beal when we got closer. Like, we was brothers before, and I called him like, man, my mom died, and she on the breathing machine. He come down there, kick it, talk, just emotional as hell. One of my old heads and my security at the time on the team, we get in the car, I'm like, bro, just drive me there. It's a three-hour drive from Charlotte. I get there, it's probably like 400 people outside.
Damn.
Wow.
Like 200 outside, 200 upstairs.
Wow.
I'm listening to R. Kelly, I wish the whole ride home, bro. Just in the backseat crying the whole time. I get to the hospital. I'm like 6'4", 220, 215 at the time. I look, see on the breathing machine, I just faint. Like, I never fainted before in my life. So I just faint. Everybody trying to catch me. Like, we can't catch you. It was funny at the time afterwards. And then I remember just 2-3 nights straight, I just lay right beside her. Like, they got that little ass bed, neck hurt and all that.
Yeah.
I'm just laying there like, damn. So like, it's like 1,000 people come there, bro. And the lady said, I ain't never seen as many people come to somebody that's on their deathbed.
Wow.
So that let me know how much love my mom had.
Respect.
And everybody, and one thing I respect about my mom is, even no matter who I was, she still used to go to AAU tournaments at Garner Road with David West run the AAU program, and work the concession stand in the front door. Like charging people $10 to come in and stuff like that. Most people that get to that point, she be like, man, I don't gotta be around this. My son, who he is. She never was that, and that's what like instilled in me to be who I am.
1,000 people were at that hospital too, though.
So then I'm like, all right, everybody get out. Just let me and my 2 sisters on my mom's side talk to her. You know what I mean? She's like knocked out in a coma. She wakes up. Like, look at us, and we all express how we feel to her.
Wow.
And somebody tried to open the door, she closed her eyes back. She passed away probably like 15, 20 times, like hit 0, and she just kept fighting.
Wow.
And that's how she was. She was a fighter. So when that went away, I was like, you know what? My mom loved Budweiser's. I was like, you know what? She passed that night. I want to have about 10 Budweisers. I don't even drink beers.
That don't make you a bad guy.
No, I'm just expressing. So I have 10 Budweisers. I'm lit. Think I'm having fun. I go outside, throw all that shit up. I'm like, man, I'm messed up. I can add them up Budweiser. But just like, speaking on that moment, like, my mom was my best friend. Like, I still got her same phone number saved. I text it every morning.
Me too.
I call it. I used to talk to my mom 5-6 times a day. So I know how it is, and I'm trying to tell people mental health is serious. So I had to go get a therapist after that.
Yeah, me too.
And what I piggyback on and express it about mental health is, like, I had a video come out about certain shit. Nobody's perfect. You make mistakes. Yeah. And at that time, I was in a dark space trying to find happiness. So for me, it was going out, partying, having fun, just trying to find something to give me some peace. And it wasn't the right way. And when I had all that go through, and I had like, you got to think, 2017, I signed a max contract. I'm one of the top 10 best players in the league. Second best player after Braun. Have Achilles injury after that. And now I go from rock bottom to the bottom. And who's really with me? Who's really there for John Wall? The person, not the basketball player.
For sure.
Because you know when you're done, the phone don't ring the same way.
Not at
It's
all.
different, isn't it?
Not at all.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see who really close to me. And my mom told me before she passed, she was like, you're gonna lose a lot of people close to you because they're not there for you, they're there for your lifestyle. And I finally got to that point when I realized it. So mental health is a big factor. I still talk to a therapist to this day.
Yeah.
To figure out and better myself. So if you ever feel like you're in a spot where you're not comfortable as a black man, African American, or any race, no offense to that, go get help. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, because I had to figure that out or I wouldn't be here today.
And how old are your kids now?
5 and 3.
Man, for
See,
me,
that's why you stepped away.
yeah. But me, I was watching. You know, obviously, I caught you know, wind of that from my perspective, and you know what I'm saying, I didn't know you, you know, personally outside of the, you know, the interactions on the basketball court, but my heart kind of went out to you because I know that feeling. I know what that feels like. You know, when I had to tap into, you know, the therapist and the mental health part of it, is I had been, I mean, it's different when you lose a parent. So I've been to a lot of funerals. I mean, I can go on. My brother passed away. You know, Fat Frank, Lil Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? Like the list goes on. But when it really hit me was when I lost my father, because my father was my best friend. Like, if anybody know me, I'm my daddy's child, boy. My daddy walked through the door, it won't be no different than me walking through the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, I talk like him, I act like him. You know what I'm saying? There's so many similarities. But when I lost my father, it was when I really had to tap into that mental health. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when things just kind of start to pile up and everything starts to hit you at once, because you start to suppress a lot of things. You go back to when I lost my mom, man, I didn't take no time off. I mean, I literally had the funeral, did the wake and everything, was right back into practice, right back into basketball, really took no time away. But when I lost my father, that's when everything kind of caught up with me at once. And that's when I had to tap into the mental health and sit down and talk to somebody and just have those conversations. Because like you said, you know, as black men, we taught to suck it up. And you can't, nothing can affect you. I remember the first conversation I had with my stepmom about having a heartbreak, and her conversation back to me was, don't be no punk. Okay, listen, I can't talk to you no more. You can't help me. You can't help me. I'm talking about a heartbreak, you talk about me being a punk. Like, this hurts. You can't help me. So I just understand.
You told you don't be a punk. Now I know why you are who you are.
I ain't no punk either. Shoot, one thing about it, I ain't no damn punk either, but the stigma, you know what I'm saying, of that, you know what I'm saying, that was tough. So, you know what I'm saying, I just wanted you to speak on that because that's real. You know what I'm saying? And now, fast forward, now I just lost my stepmother 3 months ago. So now for me, cancer has taken all my parents. My father had a little bit of colon cancer, myeloma. My mother had adrenocarcinoma, and my stepmother had lung cancer. So now cancer has affected me in all those ways. So it's my mission to fight with cancer, and things I have, the partnerships with Bounce Back from Cancer, and the things I have with Baptist, because of how special that is and that relationship that we have with those people. So I just want to commend you for not, you know what I'm saying, going that route and stepping out there and, you know, being vulnerable and being honest with somebody and getting help, though. Because a lot of times we won't do that, and we don't do it. And we don't do it enough. Yeah,
because my dad died from liver cancer, my mom breast cancer, and then one of my little friends, Maya, died from leukemia. That's a little girl that I had that special thing I did for in D.C. Man. So that was special. Like you said, just to piggyback a little bit, I didn't really take no time off after my mom passed. And I wasn't even playing. And I remember I went back to Detroit to meet the team, and we was practicing. I'm just like, it's my sanctuary. Like, this is the only thing that's gonna give me peace. So my mom like, man, get your ass back to work. Like, I'm good, I'm done, I'm at peace right there, you ain't grieving, go get back to work. And that's what I did, and it kind of made it cool for me. But then a devastating hit a year later because my grandma passed. And I feel like my grandma was just like, man, I'm tired. Like, my daughter died, I'm good. And it was hurtful for me because we couldn't have a real funeral. It was COVID. And I was in Houston, and we was playing OKC. We won, and we was about to play another game. I flew, but I couldn't be around my family. Cause, you know, if you're around your family, anybody, you got to go to
the testing and all that stuff.
Yeah, you had to go to quarantine for 10 to 14 days. I'm like, I can't be around my family. Like, it's a bad time. So I had to go in there and see my grandma on her own, and I could just wave at my family from the window, and then I went back to the team.
Wow.
But, if I could give you one piece of advice, and this just my advice to you, is like, don't remember how we saw them in those hospital beds, like the visions. Because for me, I'm the oldest, so I had to be the one to take my mother off life support. It had to be my decision. There was nobody else to make that decision. That was a tough decision I had to make. You know what I'm saying? I got to say, pull the plug on my mom.
I was the same.
So,
I want the oldest, but they look at me like, what you want to do? I'm like, but did that, let her do it.
What we looking at and that version of them is not the version we want to remember. But oftentimes that's the vision that comes to our head. But we got to remember the times that we had, the great times, the fun, everything they instilled in us. What you're going through right now, regardless of whether you miss your mom or not, she prepared you for it. Because you handling it. You handling it the right way. That ain't mean you ain't got knocked down. That ain't mean it's easy, but you handling it. So she prepared you for it. So she did a great job. I'm sure she was an amazing.
There's only one thing I still be questioning that. You probably got the same thing. Did I do enough? Yeah. I think about it, and I look back at old pictures, and I just wanted to make sure that they enjoyed the journey just as much as I did. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't be here, obviously, without
Y'all did enough.
No, for sure. But like my team be like, yo, stop saying that. I'm like, but like that's why I got this piece on today. Like,
there you go.
I mean,
shouts out to family.
Yeah, family first.
All right.
For sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
that's right.